Papa,
Yeah.
what kind of meat do you like in your cannolis?
Meat?
Yeah.
You're making meat cannolis?
You like meat cannolis, right?
You said they were dessert. You have to do them.
Do you want meat cannolis?
Well, yes.
Yeah. What kind of meat do you want in them?
Well, what kind do we have?
Do you want... Well, we have Italian sausage.
Maybe that, because it's Italian.
We're gonna make some cannolis.
Listen carefully, there is a secret in my mama's recipe.
I never made these before. We are going to make the shells from scratch, and we are going to make the filling from scratch. So you need some ricotta, you need 2 eggs, you need some powdered sugar, flour, butter or shortening, cinnamon, lemon zest, marsala, flour, I think I said that, white vinegar, oil, chocolate chips. I think that's everything. So here we go. I never made this before, so bear with me. I put it in my recipe tin. Again, secret recipes are on my Patreon. Wink, wink. So the first thing we need to do is make the dough, because the dough needs to end up chilling. So we need flour, sugar, and the cinnamon. My apron is dirty, so I wasn't able to, I can't wear it today because I've been cooking like a crazy busha woman. And I made here some tea, but I always recommend wearing an apron. So far I think I'm getting some pretty good responses. Again, I'm very unorthodox when it comes to cooking and baking. Okay, so I don't measure anything when I am cooking. Baking, there's a little more science involved, like you need to kind of measure. So I measure a little bit more when I'm baking, but I really think the sign of a good cook is really not measuring anything. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I used to watch this one woman named Ina Garden, had the show Barefoot Contessa. She would measure everything to the T, just even the salt. If it says 1 teaspoon of salt, she would sit there, take a teaspoon, plop the salt in. Me, I'm not like that. I throw some salt in there, you know, because that doesn't make sense to me. Like, especially if she knows how to cook, why are you measuring things? But some people really swear by the recipe that, you know, you need to measure things. So I'm not politically correct. So if things are a little off, it adds character. It adds your own little thing. So, okay, we mix the flour, the sugar. We want some cinnamon in there. I'm not gonna measure the cinnamon because I have an idea of how much I want. Gonna whisk all that together. I was watching Saturday Night Live on Saturday night. Actually, I'm lying. I didn't watch Saturday Night Live when it was happening. I watched the YouTube clip of the presidential, like the joke behind it with the town hall, and it was so funny. It was so funny to me. They were, Jim Carrey was playing Biden, and I forgot who was playing Trump.
And the vibe we're going for tonight is poorly attended college lecture. The folks asking questions are half pro-Biden and half anti-Trump, and somehow we've put all of them in the last row of the balcony. How are you guys up there?
Huh? I have vertigo.
Great.
You guys have to watch it if you haven't seen it. It was really funny. I always like that stuff. 3 tablespoons. You should use shortening, but I'm using old school butter. 3 tablespoons of butter. Cold makes a better crust when you have pastry dough. If you have it, you know, I'm gonna kind of cut it into small pieces. I actually shouldn't be wearing a ring because I'm I'm gonna have to knead dough today. So I should take off my jewelry. But a woman is like a Christmas tree. If she's not having jewelry on her, then what the heck? It's just a bare tree. No one wants to see that. So that's what I think. And the armor comes off. The mask. Take your jewelry off, ladies, when you cook because you don't want to ruin them. Okay, so because I don't have a food processor, I'm just gonna have to make do with my hands. And you're gonna want to knead the butter with the flour and sugar mixture until you get everything into like a pea size form. So this is perfect because I have an opportunity to talk. So I was just looking at the overwhelming continuation of censorship across social media platforms, and I'm finding that some of my favorite channels have been just completely wiped clean. If you're new here on this channel, understand that there are bigger things going on besides just cooking. So the thing that sucks is I've had to change the titles in a lot of my videos because of certain things going on, and it kind of looks like my channel is just kind of like so random, like it doesn't make any sense. And then you see like so many views behind it, but the title is like, oh, let's eat pizza and get fat. And then you'll see like the views and it'll have like a ton of views. And then you'll be like, why is everyone watching this? So just like kind of give it a chance over here and click on things.
Things are not what they seem here.
So if you're new here, thanks for showing up. It's a little unorthodox over here. I hope you like it. You're gonna learn a lot more than cooking in these videos. You know, I really should invest in a food processor, but like I said, I wanted to see how well these videos would do because I personally love to cook. I actually made a pumpkin spice latte from scratch this morning, which was really fun. I have this cool little device over there that I got on Amazon. It was like 15 bucks. Actually, sometimes it's a little cheaper. I paid, I think, $3 more because I wanted it to be pink. And it's like a milk frother, you know, to get to drink. So basically I put almond milk and pumpkin puree because I made pumpkin spice French toast the other day. So I had some extra pumpkin puree in my fridge here. By the way, in my previous video where I was making goulash, please check out that video. I talked about really, really good stuff in there. And there's a lot more exclusive secret recipes and ingredients on my Patreon. I talked about, you know, prepping and freezing food and, you know, just having a pantry, a prepper pantry, preparing for things. Now this consistency is more of what I like. And pumpkin, the good thing, I used to be vegan. I used to be hardcore vegan. And the great thing about being vegan at the time, which I have a whole theory about why vegan actually trended, which is why I'm not vegan anymore. So if you want that video, I'm gonna either put it here on YouTube or Patreon. I think I'll be fine putting it on YouTube. I'm not sure. Also, if you hear a voice in the background, my dad's over there talking on the phone. What was I saying? Pumpkin. The good thing about being vegan is at the time was you learned so many substitutes. Now, when you have, let's say, a shortage, or you don't have eggs or something like that, or you don't have, you know, certain things that you need to cook, you learn all these substitutes. Pumpkin is one of the best things to have in your prepper pantry because you can substitute egg with it, you can substitute oil with it. Pumpkin is such an amazing, when I went to the store, there was a limit. I could only buy, I think, 5 or 10 cans per person, so there was already a limit. And some people will be like, oh, Mary, it's just Halloween. No, it's not, honey, it's just not. Pumpkin puree is just a really, really beneficial thing to have on hand. And I'm really happy that I was vegan because I learned all these substitutes for things that you may not have when time comes down to it. And okay, I think this is enough. And even chia seeds mixed with some water, you let that settle a bit, that makes an egg substitute. Or sorry, I think it's flaxseed, not chia seed. Okay, so this looks fine now. I added 2 more extra tablespoons of butter to my recipe because it seemed way too dry. So then, since I never made these before, what do? Make a well in the center and pour in egg and egg yolk wine. So we have 2 eggs here. You're not gonna waste, we don't like wasting here. We're going to need to keep the egg white because it'll be the wash to seal the shells, the cannoli shells. So we're gonna make a well right here, kind of like how you make homemade pasta, which I really wanna do on this channel. I'm a big pasta fanatic, I love my carbs. I'm a carbie, not a Barbie. I'm gonna crack the egg in there. And in this one, every time I crack an egg, Penny comes. Do you hear her? She comes because when I make hard-boiled eggs, I always give her the yolk when I'm cutting because I only eat the egg whites. So she gets the egg yolks. Because again, I don't like wasting anything. So we separate that. And we put the other yolk in here, into the well. There's no egg for you, Mama, I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna need the Marsala wine. You can use any white wine. Typical ones are Masala. We need a 1/2 cup of Marsala. So I never cooked with Marsala before, believe it or not. And when I went into the store, I was looking for the wine. Turns out it's really just like a cooking wine. It's not in like the wine aisle or the alcohol section. So I couldn't find it for, it smells good. I couldn't find it for a while. And it's actually like in the baking, like the cooking aisle in the store. Anyone can buy it, so that was interesting. If you guys never cooked with Marsala, I personally never had. I cook a lot, never cooked with that. But again, you can use any white wine. So what does this need? 1 tablespoon of vinegar, I'm not measuring it, just, oop. That'll be good. And then I'm going to knead it and eventually I'm gonna chill the dough. So we just put a little in here, just like pasta. Ooh, I hate touching yolks. There's nothing for you, Mommy. You guys hear her little paw prints? She's thinking I'm holding out on her. I'm being stingy or something. Not being stingy, I know you don't want this. You're gonna be like, what is that, Mom? So again, pumpkin is really good to have in your pantry. And I will be doing, maybe I'll do a video today, I don't know if I have time. So I was listening as well. We have Operation Warp Speed going on. 2021 is gonna be a crazy year, guys. If you don't know me, well, hello. This is none for you. This is none for you. You cooking with us today? Do you guys see her? She's like the cutest thing in the world. 2021 is gonna be a crazy year now. Something that a lot of people aren't reporting on. You guys know if you follow me on Snapchat, by the way. Please follow me on Snapchat or Instagram. Snapchat I'm very frequent on, especially since I've been banned on Facebook. But I show that, you know, I'm studying stocks, I'm studying the stock market. I'm definitely have a I have an eye on what's going on in the real estate market, the stock market. Something scary that is happening is that the Federal Reserve is owned now, I think 1/3 of the mortgage-backed security. So they're like buying all these mortgages. It's not the bank anymore, it's the Federal Reserve. No one's reporting on that, and the people who are reporting on that are getting in trouble. If you guys don't know, I was gonna actually be the youngest broker here in Chicago. I actually never became a broker because certain things and incidences did happen. But I studied the course and I did all the work that I need to do. I know a lot about it. I just never actually sold anything. Anyway, I study it, blah, blah, blah. It's very alarming what's happening in the housing market. And the price bubble, we are not only seeing a bubble in this, why are you frustrated? We're not only seeing a bubble in the stock market, but we're seeing a bubble in the housing market. Everyone's saying that, you know, there's going to be a crash. I mean, inevitably there will be a crash. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And it's crazy. The stock market is super crazy. There's professional, like if Buffett did something he said he would never do, which was go into gold. If you guys haven't seen my nerdy vlog video, that's the weird title that I was talking, like I have to title my things very strangely. I have a video on my channel here called my nerdy vlog, and on that I'm talking about how they are trying to turn us into a cashless society, and I'm showing ways in which that they are doing that, and it goes deeper than what I've said here on my channel. And Warren Buffett did something this year that he said he never would, which was completely flee from the market and put his money into gold. Now, he didn't put his money into actual gold. He actually put it into, I believe, a gold mining stock, like a gold mining company. I also did a video on how to buy silver and gold if you want to. Personally, I suggest silver if you don't have a lot of extra money to spare. But silver prices are even inflated now, because I've been buying silver for quite some time, and I think the last time I actually bought silver coins was in March or April, right towards the beginning of this. The price has went up a lot since then, per troy ounce of silver. So it's gone up a lot. There's a lot going on with the housing market that is not being reported on, even by these gurus, real estate and stock investor gurus. They're not even reporting on the severity and kind of really what's going on behind the veil. So I do plan on putting those secret ingredients in my Patreon about that, and also what's going on with our financial system, our economy. And it's very sad to say that so many small businesses and regular businesses in itself are just falling apart, because you have to think, the wedding industry, people aren't, you know, getting married. They're not shopping for gowns. They're not having their bridesmaids. The weddings are more small and intimate. So you have that industry just plummeting. Retail, no one needs to go out and buy clothes. No one needs to go out and buy, you know, event dresses or event wear. No vacation wear. The cruise ships, and the gyms. Everything is just going crazy. And if they are playing with the, you know, using the people as political pawns essentially with the stimulus and stuff like that, and if they do keep playing around like that, there's a lot more to say. And again, I can't say everything here, so if you want to know more, please follow me on my Patreon or my other networks, but Patreon are where all the secret ingredients are. All right, so it looks like we came to a good point here with our dough, so it should look something like nice and smooth like this. It smells good. I'm a big like nose person. Fun fact, I was big into music, big into the music industry. I actually used to rap, but I used to love playing the piano, and I never would read sheet music. I played everything by ear, and I cook everything by nose. I'm very sense-oriented type of person. It's very strange. So let me get some plastic wrap. While it chills, we're gonna make the filling. You could use pistachios in your filling, but I don't think I have pistachios, and I'm just not going to do it. I'm gonna use chocolate chips, I think. Okay, so we're gonna chill this little baby's butt in here. So as you can see, there's like a lot of extra water. You just kind of wanna smash it down. You can use a cheesecloth. I'm just not using a cheesecloth. Again, we're unorthodox, so anyone in the comments wants to be like, you're not doing it right. Honey, I'm doing it Maryobasi's way. I'm not doing it your way. Okay. You're gonna need a little lemon zest, a little bit to your taste. You could use orange zest. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna play around and do a little bit half orange, half lemon. I love adding lemon zest to anything. It brightens the dish so much. I make Christmas cookies every year. Of course, I'll do a video now. And I'm old school. I put them in the tins and everything. And bribe people. No, just kidding. but I make these orange double chocolate cookies. They're my favorite. They're actually my own recipe. I completely created it myself. And they're like what I'm famous for in these parts. And I love it. I drained a lot of water. I don't know if you guys can see. I drained a good amount of water. Whoops. This is nice. I like what I did here with the half orange, half lemon. Okay, so I cleaned up from the initial mess to get ready to lay out the cannoli dough. Usually you have this little crankers flattener thing, which is why I want a KitchenAid, because they also have a pasta attachment, but I don't have one of those, so I'm just gonna need my rolling pin. This is my little Busha rolling pin. Again, I don't have the size cannoli maker that you need, like the cutout, so I am either gonna use this cup or I have one of my cookie cutters. It's a little smaller, but this one honestly is kind of cuter. It'll make little ruffles, so maybe I'll try this one. And they're gonna be mini cannolis, which is fine. We improvise. Okay. We wanna roll it out pretty thin. And then I have the tinfoil here to make my cannoli molds, I guess. So let's roll it out, nice and thin. Okay, so I have the oil heating up over here over a pot. I don't have a deep fryer, so we're improvising again with just oil in a pot, and I have my cannoli shells. And they look like this. And I'm just gonna plop them in the oil and we're gonna see how they cook. So I just need some tongs and another plate. Very nice. So I did a test cannoli, and this is how it looks. I should probably put some paper towel to get the oil. Just a little bit. So I'm just gonna drop those in. So far so good. I haven't messed up, guys. Hopefully they taste all right. Whew, cooking with oil is a little scary. It's a little scandalous. Alright guys, so I'm gonna cook all the cannolis through and then I'm gonna show you how to fill. This is what it looks like, browning in oil. Just like that. That's how they come out. Okay, so now we're just gonna finish the cannoli cream. This was chilling in the fridge, and then I made the shells, which I think came out okay. The only thing that I have to say with the shells is I used a rolling pin, and you're supposed to kind of use like this presser. So they came out a little thicker, you know, more doughy than I wanted to. But the next batch that I did, they came out much thinner, which is how they should be. So just keep that in mind. When in doubt, make it as thin as possible, but it'll still taste good. I mean, it won't affect taste, it's just presentation. So that, and then I'm gonna get some chocolate chips, which I think I might have some of the chips to get them more mini. And just fold it in. It might be a little tough, you guys, to get these out. So, why is Penny acting excited? Like, this was not a good plan at all. But it's okay. So I'll just show you how I pipe those two, because that'll take me a while. This is not an actual piping bag, it's just a bag that I'm using to pipe with. So you can keep your filling in the fridge, you know, and fill them only when you're ready to serve them. Otherwise, they're gonna be soggy and nasty and no one will want to eat them and no one will think you can cook, and then you're gonna be like, well, Mary told me to do this, but I didn't tell you to. So then you just fill each side like this. Ooh, look how pretty. And then you can dip it like this and dip it like that. Ta-da! It's a beautiful cannoli. I'm gonna finish up the rest here, guys, but that was how to make cannolis for secret recipes and ingredients on what I was talking about earlier in this video. Make sure to hit that Patreon link, and if you're not subscribed to my email list, make sure you subscribe to that as well in case anything does happen and you won't see me again. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. What?
It's fabuloso.
I kind of made these wrong a little bit. It's okay. We all learn. It was my first time making them.